I came very eager to do planning. I've been wanting to do it for many years. What I instantly realised about the department was how sort of what their background was in research, with strong academic core focus in sort of learning about planning, not only in a regional and local level, national level, but also international. And there was a sort of a vibrancy to look at best examples of planning throughout the world and see if we can adopt them in the context of our English, Scottish, and and Welsh and Northern Irish planning systems, and that's what I really like. The variation of courses that were offered, as well as Sheffield being an excellent city to study in, all appealed to me from the outset. So yeah, I'd say that's the key thing for me.
Being in Sheffield, in general, I think you can't just have one favourite memory. There's a collective memory over the time period. And the people that you meet, the fun that you have, and actually the hard work. Reflectively looking back, the hard work and pulling it off, whether it was in time or just in time, it was still those best experiences. Really, it was good.
The biggest benefit to me, and it comes from this memory, is that. The intake, I was part of the first intake of MA students in 1968, and there were 2 geographers, 2 economists, 2 sociologists, 3 architects, and it was a sort of multidisciplinary approach. And his seminars were all about. So each week he made 2 of us deliver a paper the next week, and it was the way he made us think, right?
I'd applied for a town planning career in university, and there were only 2 courses in 1964 and 1965. One was Manchester, where I had an interview, and one was Newcastle, where I didn't even get an interview. So after my A-levels, I applied for the clearing scheme, and Sheffield swept 10 of us off the streets, including people like Robin Hambleton, who went to have a very illustrious academic career in planning, or John Walker, who started as the lowest category of planner in Oxford City and became the chief planner of Oxford City Council.
Students tend to think of having to do a piece of work, either an essay or something, a presentation for a seminar, as being a chore. And I remember it being as something that I wanted to do because of the stimulation that he gave and the way he made people think, and the input from people from different disciplines. It was something that wasn't just an academic thing. It was, you were there as a student and you felt that you were acquiring an experience that you could take away with you, and so it was this sort of academic experience, which was just also a very stimulating personal experience,
So I've had an awful lot of good moments at Sheffield, and obviously it's a very good department in the first place. You have a lot of really good staff, a lot of great people there, but I think my favourite part about being a part of Sheffield University is since I've graduated at Sheffield. The support that I've got from my lecturers since I graduated has been incredible. We've kept in touch with them, we've had a constant support network, they've always been there for whatever question I've had, and they've been frankly great mentors in developing my ideas and career prospects for the future. And so I suppose the best thing about Sheffield is the network that I've created and the people that I meet, and that everybody I meet from Sheffield University, whether I knew them at university or since then, has been lovely and helpful and very supportive in what we're doing.
I think it's going to be one of the last events, team working for the kind of the very last essay and presentation and putting it together. Unfortunately, the academics might not like it, but it was an all-nighter, and we got it together and we did really well and we got top marks because we pulled together as a team. So that was 24 hours of hard work, but it paid off.
There was a development appraisal module that we had to do. I think it was John Hennebury at the time, where we went to a site in Netherthorpe, was it? If I just made that place up?
No, that's true, yeah.
Like quite a rundown.
That was a bike shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that was the valuation one. I think it was like quite a rundown area of Sheffield, and we had to go and we had a site and we had to knock it down and then rebuild it. So we had to think about the planning and then what things were valued, and then that's actually the job I've ended up doing. So at the time, I remember it was quite horrendous. We had this massive Excel spreadsheet. We didn't know what to do with it. It was all very confusing. And then actually going to get a job, it was like, oh, okay, that's why you do this, and that it made it all very sort of real life. That was probably one of my favourite parts of the course.
Yeah, it's funny how stuff comes back. Like when we did the field trip, we went to King's Cross and we went to the visitor centre, and that's actually where I've ended up working. So I actually worked for Argent developing King's Cross in the area. So it's funny. When I was there, I never really sort of twigged that that might be what I ended up doing. But it was amazing. So when I turned up, I got the interview, and so I knew a bit about it, and I'd been there, and it was part of why I was so interested in the industry in the first place. So yeah, I think that's probably my favourite bit.
So I'm really proud to tell my friend that I graduated from the TRP at the University of Sheffield, and then I showed them pictures. So I really miss the time at TRP, and I think the 4 years at TRP are the best time I have ever in my life. So I really miss the time there.
And I've been in planning now for 50 years, and I'm still involved in planning. And I've met some great people. I've been involved in some fantastic projects, and I've been very well rewarded. And all that is based on the skills and the education that Sheffield University gave me. So Sheffield, I'm very grateful for what you did for me.